So this is, I guess, somehow going to restore his memories. That was electricity. That was a robot. That was nothing. This one was medical. And this one I think was also a robot. There was a destroyed robot. Let's... Maybe this is nobody. Oh no. What have I done? Medical units are assigned to this. Wait. Stop everything. I messed up the order. This one is 118, which has a robot. This one is 112, which has the cross. And then this one maybe had a robot. And there's the... There we go. Wasn't looking at the numbers. Preparing backup. 26%, 34%, 40, 100. Ejecting disk. Let's see. Inserting disk. Rebooting. Ah. Are you okay? Sure. So I guess it worked? Yes. I believe a proper introduction is in order. I am the prototype, originally named ProfitBot. I was built to greet the savior of the old world. Wait, a profit robot like that one I met? Hey, I was right about you guys looking alike. Well, the ProfitBot out there is a gross simplification of my design. That is to say, he is much more primitive by comparison, embarrassingly so. Hey, he seemed alright to me. No bully. You don't understand. Not only is he not tamed, he was tailor-made for this much smaller, simpler world to begin with. This make me feel like they're talking about different versions of the game, right? That it was originally a small game, and he was the introduction, and now that it is a larger... now that it's a larger game, there's a need for this other profit bot. I was built before the real world ended. The real world? Oh, right. You don't know. Nico, do you remember the ending? Excuse me? The fact that you found me at all means this is not your first time in this world. You have already been summoned to this world once before. In fact, you've already traversed the entire world and went through the tower already. And in the ending, you either put in the sun or didn't. What matters is that you are here now. Kyle has successfully bypassed the one-shot restriction and brought you back again. Oh. I thought something was weird. When I woke up at the house, I called out a name. It turned out to be Kyle's name. And then back at the other robot, I even asked Kyle if we met before. Felt like such a dumb question at the time. It looks like you are at least aware of it. To some extent. It's just this weird feeling, okay? I don't actually remember going through the world. I just remember Kyle. It's really starting to freak me out. Not okay over here, man. Calm down. Comb your beard. Look, just like how my memories were locked away, yours are too. But you're a living being. You don't even need extra hardware to remember. Just close your eyes and focus. Focus on what? Try to picture a big room made entirely of glass. No matter what you saw in the tower, the top room never changes. All right. That face. No way. I was there, wasn't I? At the tower. I've been through the tower. There we go. I can't remember all that much, but... The room with the sun. It feels like such a long time ago. It doesn't make sense. If I already finished the mission, why didn't anything change? And why doesn't anyone know me? The other prophet bot, the robot lady, none of them remember who I am. Of course not. The residents do not have that capacity. NPC memories do not last beyond the scope of a session. En non prea character. You know, the characters, the world's residents. All their past memories are built into their code, but the characters themselves don't really exist until Kyle wills it. Same story for the world itself. Doesn't really exist unless Kyle initiates the program. So we're gonna definitely go through, like, as the pictures, the JPEGs that we saw at the beginning indicated, we're definitely going to go through a low point here. We're going to go through a point where it's going to seem like we are inevitably dooming the world, right? But then we're going to get a happy end at the end. I trust that. I believe in that. The program? The World Machine. A universe simulator that runs on Kyle's computer. We are all in it right now. So we're not real? Oh, you are? Which is why... Oh, you are, which is why you're so important. The biggest flaw of the program is that it cannot be run independently. It requires the mental processing abilities of a real person from another universe. Think of it like one of your dreams. When you wake up, it's gone. But unlike a dream, this world has a physical location inside a computer, which Kyle operates. For this world to continue existing around you, Kyle has to be in constant contact with you. If Kyle ends the program, the world will go into a stasis. Does Kyle know this? Does Kyle know that when he stops streaming for a week, nobody gets to exist? Of course. From Kyle's perspective, the World Machine isn't all that special. Excuse you, this is a very nice computer. It's no different from the other recreational game-type software they may have installed on their computer. They can also regenerate the world as many times as they'd like now that the restriction is nullified. All of that is consistent with their concept of what a computer game looks like. So why am I even here? Just to suffer? What am I even supposed to save if everything is just fake? Fake is a harsh word, but... And why did Kyle never tell me anything about this? I cannot speak for Kyle. I just want to go home. But every time Kyle runs the program, I come back? Correct. Is this why it feels like I haven't been home for so long? Maybe. Once you've established a mental link with the world, you cannot break it unless the world is saved. But at this point, the world can never be truly saved. The only way is for Kyle to donate $10 to the Kickstarter for OneShot 2. That's... Why would you create a world like this? Why would you make 53 seasons of Danganronpa? Wait, what? Why would you make a world that's doomed from the beginning? Why do you keep bringing me back to it? Kyle, aren't you supposed to be a kind god? Oh. It appears that we have some confusion here. Kyle did not build the world, Nico. He bought it on Steam. Kyle only owns a machine that is able to generate the world from pre-existing code. They actually have fairly limited control of the events. The world was built by someone else altogether. Someone you cannot begin to fathom. It was also not designed to be the futile quest that it is now, but... Oh! So I won't ask yet, but at some point I'd like to know more about the original game that came out so many years ago, before this came to Steam. Too many things went wrong. There's a type of signal disruption that he never expected. It's eating away at the world, slowly rendering it into an unrecognizable mess. Even if you bring back the sun, it will not go away. The square stuff, isn't it? I remember those from before. Then you know what to watch out for. The creator knows what might be causing it, but there is nothing that he could do. Until now. You managed to find me, after all. Huh? You being here was due to his help. We were fools to trust in the Norton antivirus. So they're being far more explicit about this than Undertale was. Undertale, it wasn't until just the very end of Genocide where they were like, look, this is how it is. You're doing this because you are a video game player, and it is in your nature to want to do this to video games. The journal. Looks like he wants to have one final attempt at fixing it, and he might need to do it through you. Do you remember how to get to the Glen? Whatever you did in your last session, you should stick with it for now. I remember a boat. Fixing a robot that drives the boat. Alright, then go do that. I can't just focus and get all of my quick travel saves back. You seem enthusiastic. That was sarcasm. Knowing everything isn't real really does make it feel pointless. But you do want to go home, right? Yeah, but how will I know that this isn't just another... Because this session might be the last one. The creator is mobilizing things, throwing everything into this one last shot. This last one shot, you might say. There might not be enough internal resources left for Kyle to be able to generate another session after this. Okay. Just go fix the rowboat for now, but please be careful. What about you? I will meet you at the docks later. Need to take care of something first. Hey, you okay in there? I did what I could with the terminals for now, and... Yes, this might be the last season of Danganronpa. It's you. You're the robot that insisted on living in the mines, are you not? My friend told me to keep an eye out for you, should we ever cross paths. Likewise. Your friend gave you something the last time you saw each other. Can you show me what it is? Wait, you know about the amber? I just asked to see it, didn't I? Alright, here it is. Thought so. He seemed to trust you, so I will treat you as an ally as well. Okay. Please listen carefully. You need to escort the Messiah for the remainder of the Barrens. I predict a high concentration of square particle disruptions in the near future. No way. Yes, way. It's likely that structures in the vicinity of the Messiah might be affected, making it a far more treacherous pilgrimage than the previous, expectations. Kyle and the Messiah need all the extra help they can get right now. Understood. Okay. Guess we should head back soon. Even without the squares, the mines are not a safe place to be. Come on, I'll wait for you outside. Wait, I want to ask you... She left. If you were going to ask her about not being real or being not real, save your breath. None of the people here know their predicament. In fact, I don't think they can even comprehend it. It would be in your best interest to just pretend like we never had this conversation. Causing mass confusion in the world's residents would likely result in unfavorable conditions for you. All right. Wait, then what about you? How did you know? We never had this conversation, remember? Shh. Trying to establish a connection here. Sorry. I shall sponge you. No. Let's go back. I remember it. What happened in the tower. What I tried to do and how you managed to see through it all. We have been through all of this. Even though it was only supposed to run once, you still managed to come back. How did you come back? How did you bring Nico back? And then you even managed to break out of bounds. Bringing Nico to places that never should have been. Alright, so this is maybe the original. Again, I'm just speculating for right now, but I feel like maybe when he originally made this game, it even said that, right? It said that on the first one, that, originally there was no... He's like, once upon a time there might not have been a way for you to do this, but now maybe there is. Go into your blah 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 folder and do something. That this is like the DLC, the expansion pack, the stuff that wasn't in, the stuff after the ending was never here before. That's why he was talking about going out of bounds. It was him, wasn't it? And now, Nico is upset. What even happened in that room back there? What did Nico learn? Nico is upset. I can feel it. I told you to turn back, Kyle. But you've chosen to trust that man instead of me. No, not even that. Just his book. His ghost. This world is not real. The people are not real. Nico is upset. Nico is... No. Everything is wrong. Ah! The minecart! Earthquake. The tunnel back out just collapsed. No. What are we gonna do? Wait. The exit just caved, didn't it? I saw this coming, but this is a bit more sudden than I anticipated. Both of you follow me. Where to? The way out. I'm gonna touch the squares! Let me do it. We can't use this anymore. Here's a computer. It says the exit's in here, but it must be hidden. All of us are here. There's an emergency exit behind my computer terminal. We do not want anyone to stumble upon this route, so the terminal has been weighed down. It cannot be moved by normal means. With our combined effort, it might budge. Maybe. I am not strong. I'm not that strong either. If that doesn't work, we might need to dig around it, and you could have just asked. Phew! Come on. Show off. I don't even know where this tunnel leads. I would appreciate it if you do not linger here. So this is the way out? There wasn't any data on this path in the server room. It's new. Nico, get in the minecart. Please keep moving forward. I tried. I really did. But destabilizing. I'm sorry, Nico. I tried to protect you. But can't hold it off forever. What was that? Here, too? Watch out! Oh, she's sacrificing herself. Or, well, I guess she doesn't have much of a choice. Are you okay? I'm fine, I'm fine. I can still hold it up, but you two need to... Ugh! You, robot! What are you waiting for? Take the child and get out. Come on. But what about her? Ah! Oh. Ah! No! What do we do? You have to take this. What? The memory disk? But... Eek! This is where we part ways. Nico, the path ahead will lead you to the Glen, right by the city gate. When you're in the city, go find someone named Cedric. Give him the disc. But what happens if I... What if the squares... Hurry! There. They're both... not real. No. Okay, so they are having me skip doing all of the normal stuff. They're like, yeah, fine, here's the shortcut. Get to the Glen. I don't understand. The world? The Prophet Bot. What he was saying. Is this world really just... Is it? No. You're just saying that. Normally I wouldn't believe it, but it just adds up. Everything adds up. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. If I can't fix the world, I can't go back home. But the world is already so messed up. If the squares don't get fixed, what will happen to the world? Where would I even go? Foxen! Hello. How are you? Is String home? Is everything good? I saw that you managed to catch cold, like, right at the worst time. Which is how that always happens. So did you mentioned playing this, but did you play through all of this too? All of the second, like the true ending or whatever it's called? Where you delete your save and then start it back up, and it's like, oh, everything's like different. Because if not, I would recommend not watching the stream. Like go and play the rest of OneShot, because you, without realizing it, you never actually finished it. Yeah, I wouldn't watch then. Don't watch. Also, I can probably close this Clover thing now. I've had it open, like, they'll tell me when I need to open it. I was afraid that it was going to be difficult to find what I was supposed to do, but it hasn't been. I think I remember something. I remember what I did at the end. Catch you later. I remember being in a dark room. There was a light at the end of a long hallway. I thought I was going back home, but I don't remember a lot of the details. But none of it matters now, does it? I just got brought back anyway. What was this? Okay, so this didn't exist last time. Parts of the ground is missing. They're safe. I have lost communication with the Guardian outside the city gate. The big robot, right? Please help me check on them. I cannot leave my station. Alright. Is this place already getting consumed by squares? Yeah, it is. Uh-oh. Isn't that the city gate? It's... They're in the door. The squares again. There's squares all over the big robot. Ah, that is outside my capacity for help. You may proceed to the deeper ruins. All right. More of those squares. Normal, non-corrupt square. Oh, no, I can get around them. So they're kind of funneling me to exactly where they want me to go now. Not going to be a whole bunch of running around and yak herding this time. Hello, person. 2 children reside near here. Savior. You are here to see me? What happened to you? Hold on. I need to concentrate. The islands will collapse if I don't do something. That's why. The vines. You're making the vines grow. Is that why there are vines everywhere? Are you trying to hold the land together? My powers. The best I could do. Yes. That's... Should I leave the sun here for you? I know you wanted to see it. Tempting. But I mustn't. The sun brings me comfort, but... stress is good for this. Fear is good. It makes me strong. Vines grow faster. If I'm at ease, the vines might retreat. They're all in danger, Savior. The villagers, the children, my final hours mustn't go to waste. The people deserve to live, even if just for another day. Hick. It's strange that they would have, like, well, not strange, but confusing, perhaps, that they would have, like, tearjerker moments at a point where it's like, well, we've already... The path is blocked. By blocks! How ironic. Wait a minute. I remember something about this. I had forgotten about that. Ow, my foot. Ow. Oof. Ouch, my bones. Oh, the door. I knew we'd lose our home eventually, but I wasn't expecting it to happen so soon. Oh, jeez. Are you guys okay? Oh, my stars! You're the savior. It's an honor to meet you. Yes! I invite you inside, but as you can see, our home is... It's got squares in it. Yes, Alula, thank you. It's getting everywhere now, isn't it? The squares, there are way more than before. Even the gate to the refuge is destroyed now. That didn't happen last time. Last time? Nothing? Almost let that slip, Kyle. Guess I should introduce myself again. My name is Nico. Nico. Oh gosh, would it not be rude to call you by name? No worries, Calamus. How did you know my name? Not again. The Messiah just knows these things, Calamus. Right? Yes, of course. Phew. You were saying about the gate? Oh, right. Looks like I can't get in the city through the old gate anymore. Do either of you know another way to get in? I heard that there's some sort of hidden passage around here somewhere. Oh, the passage to the burial grounds. That's the one. Oh, but I'm not sure if that'll be of any use here. It's been flooded for a long time, and there's no boat. Not to mention, the burial grounds itself is pretty far from the city. That's okay. I'd still like to see it. It's the only lead we have. All right. In that case, please follow us. And so I did. At least the courtyard is unaffected for now, he said, jinxing it. Burial grounds through our friend, but he hasn't been here in forever. Normally this courtyard would be where we meet up. I hope he comes back soon. Oh. Nico. Nico, what's wrong? You look like you were about to faint. It's not the first time it's happened. Oh? Earlier I was in the Barrens and I saw something like this too. It was like a dream, but only for a split second. Sounds like a vision. Like something a prophet would see. I guess? The robot lady I was with earlier had a fancy word for it, though. Wait. Let me check something. Boing. Oh, I was right. Huh? When I had the vision back at the Barrens, the book started glowing too. I wanted to see if I could get it to happen again, and... Where did you get that? Oh, I had it with me when I woke up in this world. It looks like one of our friends' books, except it's glowy. That's what the lady said, too. Kyle, let's see if we can do anything with the journal in this room. I had it figured out already. I don't need your backseating. Whoa. How did that boat get there? Okay, I'm pretty sure it has to do with this journal now. The exact same thing happened back at the Barrens. Seriously? The journal was glowing, so I wanted to take a closer look at it. Then I found a page that looked like a drawing of the room we were in, and then a minecart showed up. What? What? That sounds freaky. No, it doesn't. Kyle must have done something. Still. Hey, we have a boat now. We can go to the burial grounds and visit Mom again. But, come on, Calamus. Nico and Kyle are with us. Well, if Kyle made the boat appear, it should be safe. What do you think, Kyle? I think that the last NPCs that came with us all died horribly. Just saying. I really am so glad that the game wasn't just like that deleting the save data the game remembered anyway. That's wonderful. Let's go pay our respects. There's just such a huge patch of clovers right here. It's been years, but it's still hard, you know? Alula, want to help me look for some flowers for Mom later? Yes! Mom, you're not going to believe what happened today. We met the Messiah and... Hey, Nico. Hi. Oh, they all have light bulbs. That's what's at the top of the thing. It's just like the shape that we put the light bulb in at the beginning of the game. It's you! My name is Nico. Ah! Nice to finally meet you. No, wait. It is a pleasure to be of acquaintance at last, Nico. My name is Cedric. I knew that. I'm supposed to be looking for you, too. I am aware. Prototype had contacted me earlier, saying that you would be on your way to the city. He did? He sent me a message after his memories were restored. Oh! He told me to wait in the city, but I thought it'd be faster for me to pick you guys up. Turns out that was a terrible idea. Pick us up? Wait, you can fly that plane? What is a plane? That thing behind you. Oh, you mean the flying machine. They're called planes in my world. Oh. I did not realize they existed in other worlds. Wait, are you the friend that Calamus and Alula was talking about then? Is this the same flying machine they were talking about? I do not know anyone named Calamus or Alula. I think they're meant to be friends with my father. I think they're meant to be friends with my father? In previous iterations of your father. He was the original owner of the flying machine. It's one of his greatest inventions, actually. Your dad invented planes? Flying machine. It's cool either way. Thanks. I do kind of... I wonder if the same person wrote the original and the, true ending path. It feels just a little bit different. But to answer your earlier question, I am proficient in operating the machine. But something weird happened to the engine when I was in the air earlier. I had to make an emergency landing on this tiny island before I crashed into the city wall. You almost crashed? That's terrible. It was not pleasant, I will admit. I wonder if the engine problem has to do with the square particle disruptions. I checked, but there isn't any of that square stuff inside the machine itself. But I noticed some islands in the glen are really messed up now. They are. Guess I should have listened to Proto in the first place. Say, where is he? He said he was coming with you. Is he still back at the main islands? Oh, actually, back at the Barrens, there was a cave-in, and then a bunch of squares. He and the robot lady, neither of them made it out. No. He did give me this, though. The disc he pulled from his head. Oh! Oh, thank goodness. He gave you his main drive. As long as I have this, I should be able to bring him back. Really? It's going to be hard, but yes. You need all three of us for the big door. But first things first. There's no apostrophe in first things first. We need to find a way to go to the city. Right. The city gate is kind of kaput now. If this machine was working, we could just fly right in there. I've isolated the issue with the machine, but I cannot repair it with the stuff I have on hand. Oh? What's wrong with it? The battery in the engine is dead, and the engine has some gears that need to be replaced. Battery and gears. The Glen isn't exactly a very high-tech area. I'm not sure if you'll be able to find anything so specialized here. We'll try anyway. We can't really do anything else right now. Can I have the crowbar? You're not the I totally am. That's totally... Why do you think there's no apostrophes in Hiten style? Huh? Huh? It's because I knew not to put any there. That's what you call an expert. It's a fire. There's this really old I guess it's not even a web comic. It's just like a regular local like college comic that somebody was scanning and putting on their web page called Bob the Angry Flower. This is from back in like 2000. And one of the comics, Bob, who's the main character, is yelling at someone in a store for having an apostrophe where there shouldn't be one, and a superhero shows up. A superhero named L'Apostrophe shows up and is like, you know, you can use apostrophes wherever you want. He shows up and says like, "Let our battles begin," and battles with an apostrophe S. And I was like, God, you even somehow said it wrong. I don't know, it's just random. Do you know where I can find a battery? Good question. We don't really use electricity in the Glen. Huh. Oh, there are robots at the research station. If there's a battery anywhere, they'd know where it is. Gotcha. Gears? Metal gear. It's like a metal circle with teeth. A circle with teeth? Haha, that sounds so silly. Serp. Magpie. Oh, the Trader Man. Broken glass and junk. Oh, yeah. I think I know who you're talking about. He's such a weirdo. Okay, so similar to the other thing, they're going to allow me to go back to the main... game and go poke around to get the thing that I need. Last time it was information that I needed. This time it's actual items. So this is the first time he's taken a nap since finding out that the world is not real. See if anything happens. There was no dream. It was a little strange. His hopes and dreams shattered. I guess you're right. Bridge is broken. Oh, maybe I need... Let me go talk to the plant... Like, there's nowhere else to go, so I guess I'm gonna talk to the plant lady. Say, I know you're working hard, but can you please grow one more vine for me? Not that way. I have something to ask of you. It looks like most of the bridges around the glen are broken, and that's right, the bridges. You need to cross them on your pilgrimage. Would you like me to fix them? Yeah. Is it possible? Difficult. Bridges are in very specific locations over water. Need to find the right points. Vines must be very strong, too. An undertaking. But possible. I intend to use the last of my strength. Please stand back. What happened? Are you okay? Music stopped and everything. So while obviously the music will never hold a candle to Undertale, it's still effective. They did a pretty good job. The bridge to the forest was just restored. The village evacuees should be able to find better fishing spots here. The plant spirit is really looking out for us, isn't she? Yeah. Land fragmentation. Looks like the vines are slowing it down. You're the trader guy. Sure am. You here to trade? Fiona, I got bad news for you. A lot of my stuff is back in my cart, which was sadly abandoned when I was running for my life. So my collection is very limited right now. Managed to grab some of my favorite things before I left, though. Oh, do you have anything like gears? Gears? Like the metal spinny things? I don't think I have anything like that. Wait. I do have this box thing that you can wind up and play a song. That's a music box. Yeah! But there's lots of little metal bits in there. That might work. We didn't actually ask what size gear. We just assumed that a gear of any size will work. One of my favorite things. Ah, what am I saying? You're the savior. Things have been getting bad around here lately. If I don't help you, I might not even be around much longer. You need this to save the world, right? Well, it's not 100% accurate to what I'm doing with it. What was the other thing I needed? A battery? I made enough to feed a whole village, literally. Squares. Where am I going to find a bat? Oh, we're in the forest now. This is where the robots are. Not over here. Some vines just grew around this bridge, almost as if it was an intentional repair effort. Yeah. Do you happen to know where I can find a battery for a flying machine? What is a flying machine? Never mind. I have a battery integrated into my system. It cannot be used to power other things. Maybe check the power room. Hello, person. This is the main generator of the Glen. Whoa. Do you happen to know where I can find a battery for a flying machine? It's kind of an emergency. I do not know what a flying machine is, but any sort of large machinery would require a high-capacity power cell. For example, the generator in this room utilizes such a device. Interesting. Would you look over there for a moment? We had to fix the battery for this thing in the Barrens, didn't we, Kyle? If this is an emergency for living beings, you can use the battery from the generator. Oh! If we take the battery here, well, you guys would lose your power, wouldn't you? Maybe Kyle and I should go find another one. Negative. This is the only battery in the Glen powerful enough to be used as a standalone unit. If it is a dire situation, then do what you must. Oh. I guess we have no choice but to take this, Kyle. We depowered it. It's interesting how a video game makes for a very makes this a lot more like emotionally impactful than it would be if it was just like a TV show. Like you could have it as, you know, sappy music and whatever and da 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 and make it, you know, dramatic or whatever, but the controlling the person who's doing it adds even this guy, even the big guy too, if I had talked to him, right? Am I going the right way? Yes. Yeah. Even though it's what you would have to do anyway, like, to progress in the game, there's a bit more impact. And then even like walking around and checking the robots to see if they're powered down is like, can I crowbar this open? No. Or do I just hand it to him? I was powering all the robots there. I felt bad for taking it. We can always just give it back later. Alright. I assume so, but this looks like one of the ones my father made. Your dad makes music boxes too? He's as impressed as he was about the airplane. Where did you get this from, by the way? A trader in the village gave it to me. I see. I remember Father saying he used to trade with some of the people here. He did always love traveling this world, despite, well... Oh, sorry, I started rambling. Oh, naturally, the gears in there are compatible with the engine. Wait, do engines even have gears in them? Just have to assemble the pieces now, but it might take a while. Am I keeping me company? How's it going? Slow. The connectors in the battery were not designed for this type of engine, so I have to shift around some of these ports. And there's this bolt that keeps getting stuck, and... don't worry, I'm making decent progress. We should be able to make it to the city by tonight, if you say so. What will happen once we get there? We need to bring Proto back first. And then we need to go find one more person. You may have already met her, actually. Do you remember her from the last time you were in this world? The lady. What does she look like? This is going to sound strange, but she is a fox. Oh, that one! Oh, I do remember talking to a fox at one point. You've met Rue? The memories are still really blurry, though. Wasn't that optional, though? I didn't have to go in that room in order to, like, beat the game. So I could have not met her. A foxen in a boxen. There are actually quite a few fox-related people that I happen to randomly be following. Sophistique also has a fox emote for her emote. Mostly because I guess there's some fox mount in World of Warcraft that she's been trying to get for years. Like, it's not like she goes and farms for that fox every time she streams, but like once a week she'll go and try to get this, and it must be a really low drop rate because she's never gotten it, and it's such a huge meme in her chat. Proto told me to think of this world like a dream, but then I get so caught up with, and I just kinda forget. I forget that everything here is supposed to be not real, and then I remember. And then I just get really sad. I know this is for me to go home, but knowing that none of it mattered in the first place, am I just trapped here for no reason? Proto also told me not to ask anyone in the world about this, saying how they don't understand. But what about him? How did he know? How do you know? Aren't you guys all supposed to be code? Well, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore. I wish Rue was here. She's so much better at explaining this sort of thing. I'm doing a terrible job of it. I bet Proto was even less tactful, wasn't he? I'm afraid I must risk sounding callous, but please, you need not concern yourself with how real everything is for now. The plan is already in motion. We cannot allow for distractions. Father is putting everything into this one last run of the world. The last chance for him to fix everything. Your father is involved in the world machine? You could say that. The acceleration of square particle anomalies was not accounted for at all, though. It was, though. Like, I'm waiting to see how the analogy here works out, because obviously everything that's happening in this game is happening by design, right? It's not like these are actually popping up at random. The patch was only built to accommodate the normal rate they appear, but they're accumulating at frightening speeds now. Proto even lost his body. Thankfully, he gave you the disc just in time. So what happened to him anyway? What happens to anyone who gets caught in the squares? I only know it's bad. Well, you know how the simulation works, right? How everything is code? Everything is coded as a minion because this game was made by Riot Games. Specifically, everything is generated from pre-existing code. The squares can cause damage to that code. Most of the time, irreversible damage. Father has lost some friends in previous iterations of the simulation. It took him forever to develop the current, more stable version. You're making it sound like your dad built the simulation himself. Wait, did he? Yeah. But how? If everyone in this world is code, how can he build himself? That's, not really what happened. So what happened? Like I said, you shouldn't concern yourself with... Alright. Did Prototype ever tell you about the old world? He did say something about being built to greet the Messiah of the old world. I was, too caught up with the other stuff at the time to think about it. You know of it, at least, then. Alright, here we go. My father, myself, the other two, none of us are a part of the simulation itself. Our home world, the real world, was actually destroyed a long time ago. In the years leading up to the calamity, scientists from all over the world tried to stop it, but the outlook was bleak. A vague prophecy about a messiah from another world became everyone's last bastion of hope. Prototype, was built to predict the future, about the specifics of this messiah. But as his predictions turned out, the messiah would not have been able to arrive to our world in time. In fact, the messiah would not even have... In fact... So this is actually the Talos principle. Yeah, I'm sitting there like, this seems familiar somehow. There's a calamity. We need to hurry up and make a simulation that we can all pour our brains into. In fact, the Messiah would not even have been born before our world ended. Disheartened, most people abandoned their research and resolved to peacefully live out their final years. But some people did the opposite. Even though saving the world was impossible, they didn't want our existence to be in vain. And that's where my father came in. With the last of his resources, he built his most ambitious project yet. The World Machine. A large, detailed facsimile of the old world, generated from a pool of memories collected from everyone he knew. After a heavy amount of modification and an added narrative, my father was able to convert the entire structure to code. How did that code escape the old world? I have no idea. What I do know is there is no equipment back home that was powerful enough to run the code independently. So, aside from the standard hardware, it also needed to borrow the mental processing abilities of a living person. Father used himself for that during the initial testing phases. Like I said, it took many iterations for him to make the experience stable enough. But as you can see, even that's breaking down. Father caught onto the issue in the last minute, but did not have enough time to fix it. After the world ended, the code just kinda just ended up floating in the void indefinitely, waiting for a willing operator to install it onto their hardware. Kyle? Yeah. The operator, Kyle, would then generate the universe, using the code, becoming God in the process. So Kyle was the living person you needed to borrow? No? That would be you. But why me? I should have asked that question a long time ago, shouldn't I? I do not know. We really need to get going. Deep lore. It's fixed. We can leave in the next 5 minutes if you are ready. Alright. I understand if you are upset, but please try to understand. My father is doing this to help all of us. And that includes you, Nico. The fact that you can't even go back home. I'm sure it upsets him greatly. It's... the world means a lot to him, you know? So, how does flying work? Wait, don't these machines already exist in your world? You should already know what to expect. Not really. I've only heard about them. They're usually a lot bigger than this one, anyway. Well, a word of precaution before we take to the air. Please try not to panic. It takes a few minutes of getting used to, but it's not that bad once you're in the air. I'll try. I should probably tell Calamus and Alula where I'm going. You mean those two running over here now? Nico! Bad news. The boat is gone. What? It's the squares. It looks like they're headed in this direction. That's... fast. Calamus, right? Yeah? How bad is it? Doesn't seem to be of immediate danger. Then, it is of priority that I take you to the city first, Nico. But what about them? I can make a detour later, and drop you guys off in the city too if you want. The city is better equipped to handle the squares. You'll be safer there. What? How is it better oh, I guess they have the, like, redundant I never really thought of that. There's, like, a whole bunch of redundant paths in the city, because we constantly found places that had been taken over by squares, but you could still get around them. You're taking us to the city, if you wish. Oh, yeah. All right. I will be back here in an hour, so please wait for me until then. They're dead. You sure you guys will be fine here? Mm-hmm. We'll be dead. The squares are still moving pretty slowly for now. We're gonna die. I'm terribly sorry. They're not gonna make it. Nobody makes it. Nobody that I come into contact with lives. Literally Solid Snake. Guess we'll run into each other again soon. I'm ready to go. All right.